There's been a huge explosion. The silo just exploded. Multiple firefighters injured and burning. We need more help here now, immediately.
Liberty Ambulance, Belfast Ambulance, respond to the call at 506 Main Street South. Multiple firefighters injured after explosion, burn injuries. Roll the code clear, 1101. How many injuries do we have?
At least 10, if not more. A lot of people are third degree. This is a big explosion. Multiple fire trucks are burning.
Brian Sullivan is on scene of a massive fire at Robbins Lumber. Brian?
You can see this massive plume of smoke behind me. We've just arrived here on scene, trying to get as much information as we can. You've got state police, you've got just about every law enforcement agency in the area here going to and from the scene. We were passed by multiple different fire departments trying to help, do whatever they can. It has been confirmed this is a mass casualty incident.
Now, last week, we were actually at the Robbins Lumber Mill, and that is the video you're seeing right now on your screen. This is from, Tyler, you can correct me, was it last Thursday? Last Thursday, so just over a week ago, independent candidate for governor Rick Bennett had an event at the mill, and that's where this video comes from. Our reporter Josh Gabbard was there and captured these images. Now, of course, this is looking much different today.
State law enforcement, medical personnel. We're not sure exactly who we're going to hear from, but we do anticipate getting an update any minute here. And the minute that we do hear from those officials, we will bring it to you live on air. And if you do lose the feed here, it's because we're being asked to move to a different location. But one more time, going to hear from state police in a matter of minutes.
Just after 10 o'clock this morning, fire crews from Searsmont responded to Robbins Lumber on Main Street South for the report of a fire in a silo. That fire has been ongoing. It has been, as you heard Public Safety Commissioner Mike Soschuk say, if you were with us a short time ago, dynamic, and it continues. Crews are still there on scene at Robbins Lumber trying to get things under control. We have seen the flames go from shooting out of the buildings at Robbins Lumber to now plumes of smoke. So they are making significant headway. We do know at least 11 people have been injured in this explosion and fire at Robbins Lumber. We know that because we've heard from hospitals treating them. Northern Line Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor says it has received one patient who is in critical condition. We have heard from Maine Health, its Maine Medical Center in Portland, anticipating the transfer of 10 patients to the emergency department there who had previously been treated at Penn Bay Hospital and Maine Health Waldo Hospital. We heard from investigators, and we are in the early times of the investigation right now, that there were multiple injured individuals, and they are actively tracking who those people were. Public Safety Commissioner Mike Soschuk saying he's not able to identify where they were working and who they were working for. We do know from hearing from other fire departments that it is both a mix of first responders and civilians who sustained injuries during the incident. Again, if you're just joining us at 4 o'clock, we have had Brian Sullivan and Mark Redeker live for us all afternoon. Brian, going to join us now.
Well, Brittany, thank you very much. Yeah, here up on a hill overlooking the lumberyard, where you can see, as we mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, for anybody that was with us, just the smoke that's coming from the lumberyard is it looks different. It looks like it appears very much as a layman that they've potentially gotten their arms around this thing.
Just a short time ago, if you were with us on our streaming services and here before 4 o'clock, we did hear from the Department of Public Safety Commissioner Mike Soschuk. We heard from the state fire marshal in a press conference.
We have not even really begun a scene examination, so we do not have a cause at this time and may not have for quite some time. We have a tremendous amount of work to do, but as the commissioner noted, the fire marshal's office primary concern right now is cataloging and ensuring those that have sustained injuries as a result of this fire are taken care of, that families are notified.
We are getting a look now for the first time at some drone images from the scene. This is from earlier today, giving us a new perspective of the scene in Searsmont, what fire crews were battling. We heard from the state fire marshal that there were multiple buildings involved. Let's just take a look at these new images. I'm seeing them for the first time, along with you all. All of the fire crews there, the different departments, the different uniforms, everyone hearing the call, responding to the call. We heard it was departments from across the state who responded. Brian, we hear that the governor is on her way to the scene. What do you know about her plans when she gets there?
Yeah, thank you very much, Brittany. What we were told is that the governor is making her way to the scene. In fact, from the time that we were told she's on the way, she may actually have arrived at this point, but we were told that she was going to meet with the family of the ownership group, of which we were told there are 3 families that comprise to own this lumberyard, which has operated for generations. So I'm not sure that she's going to address the media. In fact, I wouldn't expect that she will address the media. I think her primary concern is going to be to speak with the family and local authorities here and just talk about where we go from here and next steps to take.
Any sense of the plans of the rest of the night, the investigation? We heard really in its early stages, if it's really been started at all, just they're waiting for that. I'm assuming it's waiting until safe to really get in there and start looking at the cause.
Yeah, when you deal with stuff like this, Brittany, and you can just draw back to some of these moments that, you've dealt with where there's so many moving pieces and it's such a widespread impact that's felt, you just, not to make it light of it, you start at the beginning. You just go back to, okay, our initial call, and then we investigate from there. And of course, the primary focus is going to be with the people that were here, the people that were injured, their status. We've heard that they're being shuttled about New England. Some people sent to Boston to be treated with various degrees of injury, and we've been told that the lumberyard is not going to operate for the next week. That will be in cooperation with the investigation here. So that would tell me that you've got quite a bit ahead of you if you're going to shut down an operation like this for an entire week just to figure out exactly what happened, what went wrong, and how we got to this point. So that would be my best guess. And again, that's just me trying to surmise from the little bit of information that we've been presented here.
These are brave men and women who are right there in the mix, putting their lives on the line to keep the community safe. Brian, you're from coastal Maine. Can you just talk about the nature of a town like this, about the community and the people who serve it?
Yeah, I think what you have here is hardworking people being saved and cared for by hardworking people. This is a lumberyard that's been in operation for generations, and we've heard from the owners. And I think what we've seen here is a mutual respect and an acknowledgement of what is going on. And that's some of the drone video that Mark shot earlier today. And when we got here, state police said, hey, this is where you're going to be. We expect that we're going to get you some information pretty soon here. The owners of the lumberyard, just imagine, put yourselves in their shoes. Think about what they're dealing with, their livelihood up in flames.
Now we are being joined by another member of our team, Connor Magliozzi, who was there with Nate Pritchett, who says he's a former employee of Robbins Lumber. Connor, what are you hearing from Nate and other community members?
Is just there any way you kind of put into words, what your reaction was the moment, when you looked and you saw your former place of employment in the state?
Devastating, honestly. The place has been around for, I've only been in the Searsmont area myself for 5 years, but I worked there for maybe a year. That's not a long time, but I feel like a family down here. It's a community, and it's just amazing what they're doing so far, even with it just being so fresh. And it's horrible.
You know that at least 10 people have been injured. If you've been following our coverage all of this evening, you'll know that we have been saying at least 11. And I want to explain to you where we got the change in that number from. We want to bring you the most accurate information as quickly as we can, but we want to make sure that we're doing it right. So the numbers that we've been bringing to you are preliminary numbers. Of course, they're subject to change as we learn new information. We did hear earlier in the afternoon from Eastern Maine Medical Center that they had received one patient from the incident in Searsmont. That patient was in critical condition. We then shortly after heard from Maine Medical Center in Portland that they were expecting the transfer of 10 patients. And at that time, they said that those patients had previously been treated at Penn Bay Hospital and Waldo Hospital. So with the one patient at Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor and the 10 from Penn Bay and Waldo Hospital, that's where we were getting that 11 from. We then heard again from Maine Health a short time ago, who said they did receive 10 patients, reached back out to Eastern Maine, and they said that they can't confirm where the patient was transferred to, but they can confirm the patient being transferred at EMMC was transferred to another facility. So I just want to be very clear with you and kind of showing the work that we're doing here. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brittany McCatton. We're joining you now with some breaking news from the story we have been following all day and all this evening. Authorities are now confirming one firefighter died as a result of the massive fire and explosion at Robbins Lumber in Searsmont today. Public Information Officer Shannon Moss tells WABI crews were called to the scene on Main Street South just after 10 this morning. When firefighters arrived, they found fire in a silo at the mill. While fighting that fire, an explosion occurred. One firefighter was found dead on scene. Their name has not yet been released. It was a tragic day here in the state of Maine as an emergency responder has been killed in the line of duty. One firefighter is dead and at least 10 people have been injured in a fire and explosion at Robbins Lumber in Searsmont earlier today. Brian Sullivan was on scene all day and has more.
506 Main Street South, going to be Robbins Lumber. They have a fire in the silo. Time of tone, 10:41.
Those first calls going out just after 10 Friday morning. Authorities say when they arrived on scene, they encountered a fire at the silo at the mill. While trying to fight that fire, an explosion occurred.
We need more help here now, immediately.
I walked up to this very chaotic scene initially, and not because of the efforts of the first responders, but because of the magnitude of the fire involvement and the amount of sheer buildings that were on fire, faced with the limited resources the fire departments had. Again, we're in Waldo County, made up of all volunteers, and what I saw was professional firefighting efforts.
WABI spoke with the wife of an employee who was working at Robbins Lumber today. Brenda Story said on behalf of her family, quote, "We appreciate you reaching out. We are grateful to be a fortunate family who came home without injuries and wish it could be the same for all involved. Although we know there are many who are facing medical battles. My husband was there today and I am grateful to be with him this afternoon in our home. Our thoughts are with the Robbins family who have been wonderful employers," unquote. They also say they recently finished a space with pine they purchased from Robbins Lumber, which you see on the wall behind them. Brenda was a member of the Searsport Fire Department for 15 years and says she has so many emotions connected to being a first responder. WABI had team coverage from Searsmont today. Connor Magliozzi was there to talk about the community impact, not just of today's tragic fire, but of the 5th generation sawmill where it took place. He joins us in studio with more.
I had the chance to speak with Nate Pritchett, a former employee of the Robbins Lumber Mill. Now, he's only lived in the town for 5 years and worked for the mill for a year. But he said that the mill has meant a great deal to him, as well as the entire community.
It's been around for generations. I mean, it was owned by grandparents, parents, and it's currently owned by, in my opinion, 3 of the greatest, people in the area. They will do anything they can to help people. They're great to their employees. They're helpful in the community. They're just all around a great family, the Robbins are. So it's tragic to see what's happened to their family and their generational business.
Good
Good morning, everyone. I'm Melissa Thurlow. Thanks so much for joining us. We break in right now with some breaking news. The firefighter killed in yesterday's explosion in Searsmont has been identified. The chief medical examiner has identified the firefighter as 27-year-old Andrew Cross of the Morrill Fire Department. Now, State Fire Marshal Sean Essler releasing a statement just moments ago saying, quote, "Our deepest sympathies, thoughts, and prayers are with the firefighter's family, loved ones, and colleagues during this devastating time." Now, Maine State Police will assist with the honorable transfer this morning from the medical examiner's office at 34 Hospital Street in Augusta. That procession is going to travel along Route 3 to Respada's funeral home in Belfast. Now, further information on funeral arrangements and memorial service will be shared as more details become available.